friends, welcome to Mamas in the Kitchen with Rosemary. So this morning, because it's morning time, I like to cook in the morning because it's going to get hot here in Fresno, and that's just what I do. I like to cook in the morning, and this will be perfect for later on to eat. So if you ever worry about this is kind of like a prep meal for me. You can warm these up easy. Okay, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Got these beautiful mushrooms, all right, huge. And I've got some hamburger meat, and I'm going to add a few things to it. Bell peppers, red and green, and onions, and we're going to saute those in butter. And then I'm going to degrease the meat. You'll see how I do that. And then we're going to stuff these mushrooms. We're going to clean these mushrooms. We're going to stuff them. I will be using the ends of the tips in the meat. So I'm gonna prep all that here in a minute, and I'll be right back. So stay tuned. Guys, I've already done one, and this is what I call the steak of the mushroom. You're just going to take a little spoon, and you're just going to go around and get all of these scales, mushroom, little black part of it, brown, whatever color it is. And some people will even go deeper. I don't want to go deeper. I want to just leave it like that because that's like the steak. That's the meat of the mushroom, okay? So it's not that difficult. I just take a little spoon and I begin to just rub. You got to be gentle on the sides because you could break it. But you're just going to be gentle about it. And it falls all out. All right? Let me finish these and I'll be right back. The thing I want to mention is that when you go shopping for these, all right, I always look for the ones that are really have a little bit of ends. How do I want to say this? Like you want like a little cover, you know, because you're going to be stuffing these with meat, right? Well, in some cases, like in mine, they were running out of these, and I didn't have like a choice to pick what I wanted. So I found two that had like a little lip to them, right? That I can really stuff, and the meat's going to stay inside. And then you're going to end up with something like sometimes that don't have the lip, right? This is going to be, you can still use them. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying what I like to shop for. So see, this is like a little bowl, right? And you're thinking bowl stuff, right? You want it to have, you want the meat to stay in, right? So this would be the bowl, right? I hope I made sense. Okay, just in case you were wondering how I shop for my mushrooms. All right, there you go. The thing I want to say before I start is I freeze. Sometimes, look, my mama taught me wisely. When you have vegetables, they're going to go bad in the refrigerator if you're not using them right away, which a lot of times I'm not using them right away. So what I do is I bring bell peppers home because these can be expensive. The green ones, I don't know why they're not as expensive, but the red and the yellow usually are expensive. So what I do is I bring them home. I cut them in half. I showed a picture of it on Facebook yesterday. And I do that with all my vegetables and freeze them. And then you're ready to use them. And they don't go bad in the refrigerator. They don't go, you know, you can do that with anything, you know. So always Google how to freeze vegetables if you don't believe me or whatever, but I know you do. So anyway, I'm going to start cutting on this. Don't forget, I'm going to use the tops of the mushrooms and an onion, a small one. And someone asked me the other day, I'm going to tell you now. Someone asked me the other day, where did you find that Texas cutting board? The thrift. Anything that you are needing to know what I'm cooking with or how I'm cooking it or what utensils I'm using and stuff, it's all going to be down below. So always look in the description box, okay? I'll see you here in a minute. My friends, so that's about a tablespoon of butter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute these vegetables all together. I'm going to wait till they get a little soft, but I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to this butter and saute the vegetables. And, you know, guys, like I've told you before, I use chicken broth for my salt. It's just chicken broth, right? A lot of people say I shouldn't use it or I should use it. I don't know. I'm telling you how I make mine. If you don't want to add this kind of flavor to your vegetables and you have something else that you want to use, you go right ahead. But that's what Mama uses, okay? And so this is my recipe, so I share what I use. And we grew up with chicken broth as our salt, basically. And if you are on a keto diet, you need salt in your body. So anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. But as I move these vegetables around and I talk about the keto, and well, I do low carb basically, and I do low carb, high fat. And my husband has lost 100 pounds today. And I'm so proud of him. So very proud of him. And it's just eating what I cook. Basically, that's how he lost weight. Low carbing the whole way. So if you can just stick to your plan, whatever your plan is, if you can just stick to it, your results will be amazing. All right, guys. I will be back when this all gets tender. All right, my friends, we are there. These have softened enough, and I'm just going to put them in a bowl and come back and make the meat. Be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to put my pound of meat in my hot skillet. Break it up. And the only thing I'm going to add to the meat to give it flavor for now is grill mates. I'm going to add Montreal steak seasoning. This has salt, pepper, all kinds of stuff. So this is what I'm going to use. Again, if you don't like this seasoning, you try another one. But this is the one I'm using today. Break up my meat. And I'm going to add, I don't know, about a tablespoon, I guess. I don't need any more seasoning than that for this meat because remember, we have the veggies that we're going to add to it to make it even heartier. Now, this meat is 85-15, I believe. Yeah, 85-15. So it's going to have quite a bit of grease. See, it's already coming. So what I want to do is I want to degrease that before I put my vegetables. This is why I'm cooking the meat and the veggies separate, okay? Because I don't want to lose my broth flavor off of the veggies to put in my meat. Does that make sense? So I will be right back when my meat is done, and all I'm going to do is throw it through a colander and degrease it. My friends, so I've already degreased it. Lots of grease. And I'm just going to put the meat back in. I'm going to take a little bit of the vegetables at a time. Get all those flavors in there. All right, so this is what you want. You want all this to go together. Let me taste it, see if I've got enough seasoning. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good. Perfect. All right, my friends. I will be right back with the rest of the recipe. And I am only going to use half of the meat. Because my mushrooms are not, I don't really need a lot of meat because of my mushrooms not being so hollow. And this extra meat, what I do is I will freeze it and cook it with eggs, have taco salad night, whatever. So you got 2 meals out of this 1 pound. See how much it stretches? Now what I'm going to do is this mozzarella got soft as I laid it out here, so there was really no need. I did shred some of it because some of it's going to go on top. But this meat is hot, so I need it to melt with the meat because I want it to bind. Does that make sense? I want it to bind. So you just take your spoon and work it in the meat. If you can shred yours, it's a lot easier when it's all shredded, but it is really hot. You guys, I live on a farm. I only have a window unit. Don't feel sorry for me or anything like that. I learned a long time ago to count my blessings. I'm very grateful for my window unit. But it does get hot here in my kitchen. And I have to cook for my husband and myself anyway, so I don't mind making these recipes for you that I make. I cook all the time. I had someone ask me yesterday, do you cook every day? Yes, I cook every day. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I get a day off. Funny, the other day I got a gift certificate and we used it and it was so much fun to go out. But this is a good way to know what you're eating and I don't mind cooking. This is my, my time to do what I do. Okay, see how just by talking a little bit that it melted? All right, you see that? It's all melted. All right. I know I've got shadows, guys, but like I said, it's early in the morning. I don't like cooking too late because it will get too hot in my kitchen, hotter than it is right now. And this is summertime. Maybe the winter won't be so bad. Okay, so now I've got my... I'm going to do one for you because you don't need to be here for me to do all of them. But I'm going to do one. Now remember, this has beautiful meat. The meat. The mushroom itself is like a steak. And all I do is I fill them up about that much. And then I put a little bit of cheese on top. More cheese. Yes, of course. Sprinkle that on there. And I'll be back and to show you the finished product. All right, guys. So basically, it's in my casserole pan. You don't necessarily have to put it in a casserole pan, but I like to put it in a casserole pan because it makes them stay together. That's why I do this, okay? And you don't have to, if you can prepare this a day ahead of time, and then when you come home from work and you're tired and you don't know what to cook, you stick this in the oven. All it's going to do is cook through, let the cheese melt on top, and you've got an amazing meal. But I'm going to put it in the oven now at 350 for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It depends on how soft you want your mushroom. And I'm going to taste it for you here in a minute. So let me put it in the oven, 10 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, guys, so while I'm waiting for the oven, I thought I'd show you what I had left over. I don't have a smaller container right now, but it's being used. And I know I'd rather use glass. I haven't found any at the thrift, but I'm looking. But this is what I have left over. So what I'll do with this is in the mornings, I we don't really eat breakfast. We don't eat till 2 o'clock. So tomorrow, if we want, this is going to be for 2 o'clock, this meal here. But tomorrow, if I want, I can cook this up like a taco salad, right? For 2 people, this is plenty. I can also have some left over for breakfast if I want, with egg. And it's so delicious. Of course, you know Taco's going to bark because he smells food. He knows Mama's a good cook. All right, I thought I'd just come back and show you how much I had left over. It's only a pound of meat, guys, and it's stretched. Now, it also made 4 of those. So I will have leftovers for tomorrow. So this can be cooked for a few days. I can put this in the freezer. All right, talk to you soon. I'll be right back to taste. So before I show you the finished product, I forgot to tell you something. After you fill them all up or whatever, what you want to do is you want to oil the bottom of the mushroom, because otherwise it'll be too dry. So you can use olive oil. You can use anything you want. You want to see what I use? I use this liquid gold that I make. Bacon grease. I know, right? What? Yeah, that's what I use. And let me tell you something. It is so good. I actually buy bacon that is, it's actually like $6 at Winco. It's a big old bag. I guess I should have brought it out to show you. But I cut it, when I bring it home, I do it in 3 parts and put them in baggies and throw them in the freezer. And they're just bacon slices that is not the whole bacon, and it's not processed or anything. It doesn't have anything in it but bacon. It's just bacon, and so I cook it up and I make my liquid gold. And so I always have that by the oven. I could have used avocado oil that I usually buy. If I have olive oil in my house, it's got to be the pressed olive oil, and it gets a little expensive. But if you've got this, my mama used to use this all the time. That's what I use. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that to you. And then I covered it up in foil, and here we go. Let me show you what's next. All right, guys, so here it is. You got the red pepper showing up, and it is perfectly cooked. Look at that. See what I mean by the steak? This is just the one meal. You don't need to add, if you want to add more on the side, you can, more food, but this is plenty for us. And, oh my goodness, I got to take a bite. Here, let me show you. Pick it up. Got to turn you around. All right. Baby, you will make this over and over. I'm telling you, good stuff. I apologize for Taco. He's not going to go outside because it's too hot. But it's juicy because of the bacon grease that I put on it. But you can put any olive oil. You can put any, you can put butter if you want. Doesn't matter. So you're getting the juices from the mushroom. You're getting the flavors of the meat. The veggies are perfectly cooked. And you get a wow of flavors in your mouth. I'm not kidding. Just amazing. You don't want to overcook them. Cover them up in foil like I told you. Don't forget to do what I did. I forgot to tell you to put some kind of oil on them. Just brush them on the bottom. Brush a little bit on the whatever you put them in. And I cooked them, instead of 10 minutes, I went 15 minutes. And, once you've covered them up, you get all those flavors to, join in together. So I can't explain it any other way. I try and do my best to explain the flavors to you, because really, you got to experience this. You got to do this on your own and cook for yourself. My husband made it to 100 pounds today. Actually, it was yesterday, August the 1st. I was so proud of him, but he wouldn't let me take a picture. And the reason was because he bounces sometimes up and down. So he wanted it to be a true weight. So he waited until August the 2nd to make sure that he was 216 pounds. He started at 316 pounds, and yesterday he woke up and it was 216, and he was like, 100 pounds, Rosemary, and all I did was eat. Eat food. Eat good food. Low carb food. You know, no more candy bars, no more popcorn, no more rice and potatoes and things that, you know, was causing his weight gain instead of his weight loss. Okay, guys? So I don't mean to offend anybody with what I say, so please don't be offended with anything I said. But anyway, the point is, cook your food. No process. Cooking is better. And if I could give you a little encouragement today or share my videos, sharing is caring. That's what I tell everybody. I share because I care. You know, in my case, I've not been able to lose any more. I maintain my weight. But that's not a failure. That's a success. So many people I hear, you know, I gained. No, you can also maintain. This is how you maintain. All right? So cook your food. Make it delicious, because, you know, otherwise you won't eat it. My bite was too big and it was still hot. All right, guys, enjoy. Again, I share because Mama cares. Bye, guys. Don't forget to do what you do. And if you want to know more or see more videos, don't forget to push that little bell button and subscribe. Tell your friends. There is a channel that shares because she cares. Bye, guys.